Databricks Notebook is a web interface to run commands on Databricks. So it is nothing but a kind of integrated development environment for Databricks coders. So in a notebook, there are cells. So this is one cell we are seeing on the screen. That is called as command 1. You can add as many cells as you want. Databricks notebooks are rich enough to understand your commands. For example, we have printed my name here. So when I run this command, my name Karthik prints here. How I did it? So there are shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts, as well as we can run through the buttons which are provided on the screen. So I can run this cell. I can run the other integer cell as well. Let's say I set 1 plus 1 and I run this cell. The output is 2. Let's say 1 plus 10. Output is 11. So typically, we read data from the storage through the notebooks. We transform the data using language like Python, Scala, R, and Spark SQL. And then we either store the transformed data on the storage again, or we can store data inside the Databricks table format. Or the third option, you can push the data to outside source, like outside target. For example, SQL Server or SFTP location or any other location. You can run all the cells in one go. So when I click run all cells will get executed. We can schedule the notebooks as well through the schedule command. We can add the schedule. The notebook can be exported into various formats. You have option of DBC archive, so that is Databricks archive, its own native format. This is source file. If I save it in source file, a normal text py file will get created. IPython notebook is a typical Jupyter kind of notebook file will be created, and it can be stored in HTML format as well. Notebooks can be arranged in the workspace in multiple folders. Let's say I create dimension and I create facts. You can define any module or project level folders. You can have focus area, subject area level folders as well. And inside that, you can create notebooks. While creating notebook, it will ask for your preferred language. Let's say I select, and we have to select the cluster. This way, notebooks are created and managed or arranged in the workspace. The typical use of notebook, we will now see. What we are going to do, we will connect to our storage. So let me delete these cells. So there are commands. I'll just copy and paste here. So this is command where through which I want to connect to my storage. Here I have to provide the storage name. What is our storage name? This is a blob storage name I have to provide because the syntax is for attaching blob storage. And we have to provide the storage account key as well. So go to access keys. We have key here. So any key 1 or key 2, we can use. So I ran this file or command. It got run successfully. So there are Databricks utilities which helps us to manage or to interact with the storage, to interact with the key vault, as well as to interact with the Databricks internal storage. Those utilities are called DB utilities. Even we can accept the parameters widgets to the notebooks. I'm going to provide you link where all these details are mentioned. Please visit resources section so you can go ahead and learn more about notebooks. What I'm going to do, I will just do dbutils.fs.ls. I want to list down all the files from my storage. So how we do it? We need to know the container. We have source container, WSDS, this is Windows Azure Storage Blob, and last S means secured. My container name @ movieingest.blob.core.net. This is my DSN. That's it. I just fire this and I see all the files on the blob container are listed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files are there. Let us verify those. We have 6. So these are 2 folders. If you notice here, I have provided a full path starting from container name and @account name, starting with the driver. Driver is WASBS. This is called as driver. Alternatively, we can mount path to this container and access all the files from this container using that mounted path. So mounted path is nothing but a shortcut. I have another set of commands which I'll just copy paste here. What is accept is source. So this is the same container @account name. Mount point. This mount point we can provide any name. So I have provided as movie source, and extra config is key. So I'll just provide the account name here and the key. Let us run this. It will take a minute or two. By that time, I'll create another cell and I'll keep my other command ready. dbutils.fs.ls. I now see the path is mounted. So I'll just put here mnt / movies source. I hit Control Enter, that is a shortcut. Shortcuts can be visible from here. This is keyboard icon. There are a lot of shortcuts mentioned here. You can use those. So in real time, why? the storage paths are typically mounted. So whenever the underlying storage gets changes, we have to just change the path from the mounted point. That's it. Your code will not change ever. We will now see how to install libraries. Let us say I want to read Excel file. The Spark does not have a native library to read XLSX file. So I'm going to install new library which is available on Maven repository. So I just went to the cluster and in the library section, I will click install new, click on Maven. From Maven Central, I'll search for my desired library. So this is Spark Excel from com Crealytics. And this release I want to install on my machine. There are latest versions as well, but I am particularly interested in this release 2.0 and then 0.8. And click on install. We will use this library in our upcoming session where we have to read data from the Excel file and we will ingest that data into Databricks tables. Library is now installed. We can use that library. How to use this library and how to read Excel file we are going to cover in the other session. So this was all about notebooks and connecting to storage. We also have to connect to the ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage as well, that we will cover in upcoming sessions.